Friday. It is May the 1st, and a lot of people are going to be heading out on their bicycles, either early today before the rains come, or sometimes when they stop, and maybe you already got on your bike a couple of times this week.
Oh, it's been gorgeous out there. So you send people out there, and this is officially Bike Month, as we are now in May. But there's some people out there that can just do incredible things on bicycles.
I'd be willing to bet everything I own that you folks watching at home have not ridden a bicycle as much as this young lady has in one race. Sarah Cooper is here. She's from Urbandale. You're a mother of 4. Your husband, of course, in Urbandale as well. But you have a very unique hobby. People may have never heard of this before. But do they call it extreme biking? What do they call this?
Ultra cycling.
Ultra cycling.
And this is a hobby. This isn't what you do professionally.
No, this is a hobby. I'm not paid for this.
You're not paid for this either. We're learning
That's
more
even
stuff.
crazier.
That is crazy.
Okay, so describe ultra cycling.
Basically, it's long distance cycling. Some of it is supported, where you have a crew in a car that follows you or stays with you during the whole race.
So long distance, we're talking what, 100 miles, maybe 70 miles. So what do you consider long?
500.
500 miles.
Yes.
Without a motor.
Yes.
At once.
Yes. And then there's some races that I do that are completely unsupported, and those tend to be on gravel roads, and like Trans Iowa.
So what in the world makes someone want to do this as a hobby?
Well, I don't really know. I picked it up because it was fun.
How did it start? Yeah, that's a good question. How did you get started?
Well, people ride gravel here in the winter because you can still get out on your bike. Is that how you started?
Yeah, you get better traction. I started in triathlon. I started with a high V triathlon. I moved on to Ironman. I did 4 of those, and then I just needed to take a break from running. So I did some longer distance cycling events. I did my first double century, which is 200 miles, and I finished first overall. I beat the guys even. So
look at this.
So obviously you're a natural at biking. It like fits very well with you, and you're incredible.
I don't know. I really enjoy it, so I decided to move on from there. And
but you're like doing it at a pace where you're kind of in race mode, or you just kind of leisurely.
You race pretty hard for the first 12 to 15 hours, and then you start.
15 hours, not miles. She said hours.
Yeah, and then you start to slow down. Everybody slows down.
Wow.
When you're doing a road and not gravel, when you're doing a long distance road race, the first 12 to 15 hours, how fast are you normally going?
Well, at 24 hours of Sebring, I was over 20 miles an hour for the first.
So you folks at home, go out first of all and try to make your bike go 20 miles an hour, and then think about doing that for 12 to 15 hours. There's some pictures of Sarah training there. Now, you've done recently, fairly recently, you did a 500-mile road race.
Yes, I did Heart of the South, which was down in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
I went through the Appalachian Mountains into Georgia and then back into Alabama.
Oh, that's it right there. Wow.
That's Trans Iowa.
That's Trans Iowa.
Yeah.
So there's
how muddy that is.
There's a gravel race once a year, right, that goes across the entire state in a day, right?
Well, it started out as going across the state, and in recent years it's been loops.
Okay.
It just loops the course. So the mileage approximates what it would be to get across Iowa, but it's not actually all the way across Iowa. And this year, no one finished.
It was too wet.
The conditions were horrible, yes.
Now, Lou, you've heard of Sebring because you're a race guy.
Yes, they are.
Sarah has spent some time down there.
But again, in Sebring, it's the 12 hours of Sebring. I just want to point that out, in a car.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you did 24 hours on a bicycle.
Hours. Yeah, you start at the racetrack. You leave the racetrack and do a 100-mile loop. And then you do as many 11-mile road loops as you can, and then at night we actually get to ride on that track, which is really cool. And you just go around the track until the time is up.
Now, you're a mother of 4, which in some ways probably prepared you for endurance. But when you were a kid, were you good at track or cycling?
No, actually, I tried out for the track team once in 8th grade, and the coach laughed at me and told me to go home.
Really?
So, yeah, that was a pretty rough start to my
coach, look at her now.
I know, exactly. Obviously, I needed a bike. But I did like to ride my bike a lot as a kid, and I would just get on it and ride around for hours.
Is there a record you hold, or one that you take most pride in of what you've been doing so far?
Well, I currently hold several course records, and I'm pretty proud of them all. But
now, unofficially, because you didn't do any paperwork, you have unofficially the 24-hour women's distance record, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yeah, at 24 hours of Sebring, I rode 460 miles in 24 hours, and the existing record that's on the books is, I think, 20 miles less than that. So.
Wow.
technically I broke the record, but it's not on a measured course, and there has to be a race official there to verify that you've actually ridden that far. So it doesn't technically count.
What do you have ahead this summer, since you seem to like doing this for some reason?
In 2 weeks, I'm doing another gravel race called the Alexander, and that's 380 miles of gravel through Minnesota, Iowa, and I think it even hits Wisconsin. Okay. And then I have Gravel Worlds, 24 Hours of Coming, which is here pretty close to us. Yeah. And in the fall, I have a 400+ mile race in Natchez. Wow.
Well, we'll be looking forward to hearing more about you, and obviously wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
Very nice to meet you. And we hear a lot on television and in the media about baseball, football, hockey, but we have some amazing athletes like yourself in kind of these little niche sports around here. And we thought for Bike Month it'd be nice to.
Oh, there's no question to kick Bike month off.
Yeah.
So start at the beginning of the month. So just another couple questions here. How far do you think you'll end up riding in the next month in competition?
Just in competition?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many miles that would be, but in training it'll be over 1,000.
In a month.
Yeah.
Right.
That is crazy.
We usually go 16 when we want to go.
I think I'm at 170 for the year right now.
You're an incredible inspiration, especially when you hear that maybe you tried out for athletics and it didn't work out, but there is inspiration later on in life. If you want to pick up a sport, just try anything out. You never know what might fit. If people want to follow you or kind of see what you're doing with these competitions, is there a way to do so?
Yeah, we want to see how you're doing, yeah.
Mostly on Facebook, and then I have a blog. It's 6 Coopers. WordPress.com. Yeah.
The number 6?
The word 6.
With 6 Coopers.
The word 6. 6 Coopers for the 6 Coopers.
Yes, exactly.
That works. Wonderful. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much, and best of luck to you, and break some more records and win some more things.
I'll give it my best.
Well done. It is 8:49. We'll be right back. You are watching Great Day Live on KCWI.